Yeah, look who decided to come and join the video. Hey, Sam. He was like tapping on the door to come in, but now he wants to go out. Say hi. Hello. Good camera. Aww. It's okay. Hey guys, welcome to a new video. If you thought my last book haul was lacking in, oh gee, I think Sam wants attention. I'm sorry. If you were thinking my last book haul where the YA books were, I mean, do I not read YA books anymore? You are wrong. I have a heap ton of YA books to show you today. So I guess we won't waste any more time and let's just get on with this huge YA book haul video. Majority of the books that I have here are from Owlcrate. I guess I'll start with the ones from Owlcrate. The first one I have here was a June 2016 box, and the theme for that box was royalty, and I got My Lady Jane by three authors, Cynthia Han, Brodie Ashton and Jodie Meadows, and I've heard a lot of really good things about this book, and I don't know, it just seems like a lot of fun. It probably is a little comical. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I've read any books by Jodie Ashton and Jodie Meadows. The only thing from Cynthia Han that I've read was Unearthly, and that book wasn't that great, so I don't know, but I've heard good things. I'm sorry about a bit of noise. Sam's in the room and he's just, you know, rummaging through a lot of different things. I think this is just historical fiction with magical elements to it. I think this is the one that I've had for the longest, so I definitely need to read it this year. The next book I have is from the Good and Evil themed box, and that was in July 2016, and it is This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab, and I actually really wanted to read this last year, but I never got a chance to, and I've heard really good things about this one also. This one's definitely getting read this year. Definitely, like, I have to. It's on my priority list. I believe this is a duology, so hopefully I can read this one and then the second one. This one just sounds really unique. Something about manifesting monsters out of your sins or your crimes. Whatever kind of sin you commit, a monster forms from it. I don't know. It's a bit weird. It sounds a bit out there, but I like it. So I have P.S. I Like You by Casey West, and this was from the August 2016 Owlcrate, and the theme was Fast Times at YA High, and this is just a cute contemporary book. Not sure though, because I've heard mixed things about it. Some people really love it, some people don't really like it, so I don't know. I'll give it a go though. So the next book I have here is from the December 2016 Owlcrate, and the theme was epic, and it's Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Colthurst, and this is just like a fantasy. I think it has a queer main character. I think the main characters are both princesses, and one princess goes to another kingdom to marry the prince, but instead falls in love with the princess from that kingdom. I've also heard mixed things about this book too, so I'm a little hesitant going into it, but it is something that I've had for a while, so I definitely should get onto it, and it's not a very long book either, so hopefully I enjoy it. Not quite too sure, but I do love fantasy, so yeah, I hope to read this one hopefully this year, but who knows. And I'm pretty sure that this Owlcrate box, I filmed little clips of it which I'll insert here, but it came with pretty cool stuff like this Narnia artwork print that I really loved. So my favorite thing from this Owlcrate was like a little brooch from The Lord of the Rings. It was so cute, so precious. So the next one I have here is from the April Owlcrate box from last year, 2017, and it is The Upside of Unrequited, and this is by Becky Albertalli, and the theme for this book was Head Over Heels, and this is another contemporary YA fiction. I've heard actually really good things about this one. This author wrote Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. I've heard really good things about that book as well, but I think out of the two, this one is more intriguing just because the character I feel like I relate to more, even though I haven't read the book as of yet, but I will get to this one soon. Man, there's a few contemporary books in here. The next one is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I've heard that this book is a better version of Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I just thought Fangirl was that book that everyone loved, although over time there are some book reviews that I've seen or read that isn't that great about Fangirl, but I've heard that this one is really good. That really intrigues me. I still haven't read Fangirl, so I should get on to that. I don't know which book that I would read first. Maybe I'll read Fangirl first before this one, if this one is supposedly better than Fangirl. But yeah, I'm just really intrigued by this one. It's another contemporary. I mean, contemporary is not the genre that I really delve towards, but I do every now and then feel like reading contemporary, so I'm glad there's a few options here for me. So the next one I have here is The Sandcastle Empire by Kayla Olson. And this one was in the May Outcrate box. So this one was like a survival themed box called Make It Out Alive. I had never heard of this book before. I got it in Outcrate, and I think it's just something that I don't want to know much about before reading it. And yeah, hopefully it's a good read. I'm not quite too sure, but I do love kind of survival stories, so if it's anything like that, I'll definitely enjoy it, I hope. The next box was Wanderlust, and this was the July box, and it is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I've heard really good things about this one too. Like most of these books, it's set in a historical period. It's about this guy that goes on this trip around Europe in the, I don't know, 1800s. It just sounds like a cute adventure story. I really think that this one's going to be a fun read. So the August Outcrate box from last year was themed Something Wicked This Way Comes, and the book that I got was The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd-Jones, and I think this one's a bit more of a horror book. I don't know, just like the cover looks a bit creepy. I think this is a bit more of a creepy read. Definitely will save this for a gloomy day. Sometimes if the weather is gloomy, I am more inclined to read more creepier novels, so definitely will have to save this for that season. The September Outcrate box was themed Magical Creatures, which I was really excited about because I love magical creatures. And the book that came with that box was Before She Ignites by Jodie Meadows. Wait, there was another Jodie Meadows. Was she one of the authors of the previous books that I've mentioned? Jodie Meadows is one of the co-authors for My Lady Jane. Now, whichever book that I read first, I would at least have an inkling of what her writing is like. It says that this is part of the Fallen Isles trilogy. I guess there'll be 2 more books after this one. I don't think I've heard many things about this one either. The cover's a bit cheesy, I don't know. I mean, it's fantasy. I'm automatically drawn to it. So my camera ran out of memory, so I'm gonna take a quick meal break. Dragon fruit. This is legit so easy to eat. Like, it peels off so easily. Yum! There's like no fuss to this. You just It's refreshing and slightly sweet. Look at Sam. He's so jealous because I'm eating dragon fruit and he's sleepy. Sleepy head. I don't know why people don't like dragon fruit, because I find it delicious. You just put them in the fridge, and when it's nice and cold, you cut them up and it's refreshing. I think everyone should eat dragon fruit during the summertime. It's delicious. And we are back. I don't know what I was talking about, but the last thing I remember is holding this book up, talking about it, and I think I was done talking about it when the video cut me off. Rude. So yeah, before she ignites. I definitely want to get to this. So the last book that I have from our crate here is Wild Beauty by Anne-Marie McLemore, and this is just a stunning book. Don't really know what this one's about either, but I assume that this one is sort of like fairy tale-ish, whimsical, fantasy sort of read. Totally judging by the cover alone, but I have heard pretty good things about this one. Most of the books that I've mentioned has a lot of hype, or not hype per se, but a lot of positive reviews, so I'm highly excited for this one. And so the first one I have that is non-Owl Crate related is Ice Massacre by Tiana Warner. And this is the first book in a trilogy, I believe. I don't think it's any more than 3 books. But I actually read this. This is by an independent author, I think, about like killer mermaids and like these warrior women that go out to sea to hunt these mermaids down. It was a really action-packed book. I really liked it, but it kind of ended abruptly. Not abruptly. Most of the book was set on the hunting boat following the main character, who's this warrior hunter. It was one of those YA books that didn't have any typical tropes. It was unique. Sometimes I love a bit of mermaids, and these ones were, you know, deadly. I liked it. I do actually want to do a video review of this one just because it's a little unknown, so I'll probably talk about this one more in a later video. I also have Wink Poppy Midnight by April Genevieve to Hulk. Oh shoot, like that name, I have no clue, but this one, I remember a few people hauling this, and I don't think I've heard massively good things about it, but I haven't heard any negative things about this one either. I think it's just a lot of people give it an average rating, and this was like after I bought it, so I was like, oh man, like I hope I like it. It follows 3 different characters. It has sort of like a magical element to it. The cover is just stunning. I don't know, I'm intrigued. It's a thin one, so I think I'll probably read this one sometime soon. So the next one I have is Hunted by Megan Spooner, and if anything, I love Beauty and the Beast, and I love Beauty and the Beast retellings, and this one, I think this one has a unique take on the Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I've heard really good things. So many positive reviews about this book, so I definitely want to read this one this year. Excited for this. Love Beauty and the Beast. And then I have Warcross by Marie Lu. I read Legend by Marie Lu ages and ages ago. I think when it was like a new release, I read it, and then I never continued on with the trilogy. And I actually do own all 3 books. When I heard about Warcross, it sounded very similar, although the premise is slightly different. It sounded very similar to Ready Player One, which I read last year and loved. So that's kind of the reason why I ended up buying this. But honestly, I feel like I should finish the Legend trilogy before reading any of her other books. Her stories are very fast-paced, at least Legend was. She writes in a way where the writing material is very digestible, very easy to read, and they're just fun. Sounds like it has potential. This cover, my goodness, it's so colorful. Have you seen the book without the dust jacket? It's like a rainbow. It's beautiful. It's a nice touch. This next one, Nevernight by J. Christoph. This one I've heard a ton of things about. Everyone loves it. This one has assassins. The main character goes to like a school for assassins. Anything to do with assassins I love. I don't know. Morbid of me, who cares? Sounds like something that's gonna be super action-packed. So yeah, this is something I'm very excited about. There's a ton of books I still need to read, but whatever. We also have Lenny Taylor's Strange the Dreamer. Oh my gosh, you know what? This cover, let's just get it out of the way. The cover is beautiful. In fact, I loved it so much that I got the hardback edition of it, which is somewhere here. There. But this one is the one that I'm gonna like read with because it's just very floppy, and you know, I can take it around with me even though it's humongous. Maybe I'll just read it at home. I don't know. Whatever. Logic is out the window for me. But anyway, Love Lani Taylor. I loved her Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. That is probably in one of my top YA books of all time. Lani Taylor's writing is so stunning, and just the world she can build is very magical, very unique. Just, I don't know, I love it. So I'm really excited about this one. I've heard really good things. Oh, I've heard mixed things actually. I've heard negative reviews on this book, but majority of the reviews that I've seen or read give it praise. So I'm hoping, as a Lani Taylor fan, that I will also enjoy this book. I don't know, it just sounds very magical and mysterious. I definitely have to read this one this year. Like, it is up there. I need to read it ASAP. The lucky last book that I have here for today is One Dark Throne by Kenda Blake. Now, this is the sequel to Three Dark Crowns, which I read, and I did get that book from a previous Alcrate box. I enjoyed it, but I feel like there was a lot of things that weren't wrapped up, or there was no closure to a lot of the plot, and it kind of left on a pretty big cliffhanger for each of the three main characters, which was a little frustrating. So I definitely want to get to this book very soon before I forget certain stuff that happens from the first book. Definitely need to read this, and I think the third book is coming out this year. I have to get on to this book like very soon, as well as a lot of books that I've hauled here. It's ridiculous how many books that I have unread. I don't even want to tell you how many books I have. That's how many books I have. That is it. I hope you enjoyed. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired now after all that talking. And I'm going out to see a movie tonight, so I better get going. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!